He had the biggest, the longest, the reddest sports car, that I've ever seen. He'd take it out in the sun, show it off to everyone. He was proud, you know what I mean? The way he'd ride it and glide it, I couldn't hide it. I'd shiver and I'd shake. The way he'd make it turn, you could smell the rubber burn when he'd stop and put on the brake. Well, as for me, I found it so exciting, more than what you call inviting. I was completely undone. He'd make my corpuscle surge with that animal urge. I didn't ask questions, I just had fun. He had the biggest, the longest, the reddest sports car. And when he blew his horn, I lost my cool and like a fool hopped onto the seat. And then the leather burned too, can you imagine the heat? He had the biggest, the longest, the reddest sports car that I have ever seen. I have to confess, I shook when I took a look at him. The way his hair fell over his ears, the way his ears fell over his shoulders, and the way his shoulders fell over his... I could go on like this forever. He made me tingle in every fibre, made my brains ricochet against my temples. Would you believe it? He invited me to his flat, wanted me to taste his wine and caviar, a simple little girl like me. And then he wanted to show me his stereo. Well, of course I refused, but when he plugged it in, I just lost all control. Then, before he could say permissive society, he had me back in that car again, and let me tell you, he had the biggest, the longest, the reddest sports car that you have ever seen. I lost my cool and like a fool hopped onto the seat. And then the leather burned, can you imagine the heat? He had the biggest, the longest, the reddest sports car that I have ever seen. Yes, he had the biggest, the longest, the reddest sports car that I have ever seen. Are you married?